Hello! So, I'm going to spend this video doing my best to show you guys how I blend colored pencil. I am not a teacher by any means, and I feel like I don't really know what I'm doing. I just kind of make these things up, so I don't know if this is like the proper technique, but I'll just show you how I do it because a lot of you have asked me. Okay, so I'm going to start by showing you guys the different brands of colored pencil that I use because a lot of you guys have asked me that, and honestly, I just have this big box of color pencils that I've collected since childhood. But yeah, they're nothing like super special or fancy is what I'm trying to say. The 4 different brands I found were RoseArt, Crayola, Fantasia, and Prismacolor. And I'm pretty sure Fantasia and Prismacolor are on the more expensive side, and then Crayola and RoseArt are kind of like the cheaper, like get them at Walmart type pencils. The cheaper ones I think are kind of like, they feel a little bit drier, and these kind of like go on a little bit smoother. They're kind of like waxier in a way, but honestly there's not that big of a difference. When I choose a colored pencil from this box, I don't look at the brand, I just choose what color I want. So that should tell you something about it. You don't need to buy fancy pencils to be able to blend. You can blend anything. Okay, now that we've gotten that out of the way, I just want to say when you're blending anything, it's important to think about what colors you're blending. Basically, there are certain colors that are harder to blend together than others. For example, if you're trying to blend like a purple and an orange together, it's going to be pretty difficult because it's going to create brown in the middle. But if you're trying to blend like blue and green, then it's going to create like a turquoise color in the middle, so it'll be much easier to blend. If you don't already have a lot of experience with like mixing colors together, that's something that you'll kind of have to experiment with or look at a color wheel or something. The way that I go about blending is by creating gradients. So all I mean by that is just like pressing really hard to begin and then just like gradually lightening up until it fades away. So hopefully you can see that and see what I'm talking about, how it gets lighter and lighter. So I'll make one gradient like that, and then I'll bring in the second color and make another gradient. So I'll start pressing really hard in the beginning and then just kind of lighten up as I go. Like that. So those two have blended together. If you wanted to take a third color, you would do the same thing. And then kind of going back and forth. And yeah, so for example, if I wanted to do like a polka dot, and this is a super crooked polka dot, but bear with me. I wanted to make like a green blended polka dot. I would start pushing really hard around the edges with the darkest green, and then just lighten up gradually. Like that, so that you have kind of like a dark and then it gets lighter and lighter. And then I would take the next green and start where it kind of gets a little bit lighter. You don't want to start all the way at the dark part, but like where it starts to get lighter, just start filling it in with the next tone, and then do the exact same thing, just make it lighter and lighter. Okay, and then finally I would take the lightest green and fill in, and I wouldn't do a gradient for this one because I wanted to finish it off, so I would just finish filling it in and then go back and touch up some spots. Basically, I really like to make it look really smooth, so I try to cover up all of the white spots that kind of pop up when you're using colored pencil. So that requires kind of like going back and forth and redoing certain spots. And notice this whole time I've been using multiple brands of pencil. These are Crayola, Prismacolor, you know, it doesn't matter. Hopefully that makes some kind of sense, and maybe I helped a little bit. I don't know, I'm not the best at explaining things, but I tried to kind of give you an idea of what I do. I will be doing more of these videos in the future just because you guys have requested a lot of things very often, and I feel like I should do that for you. Next time I'll probably do a video on what art supplies I use and just show you everything that I've ever used in any of my videos because I get that question all the time. Okay, well, that's all I have to say. Thanks for being interested in the way I do things. All right, bye guys.